Welcome back to another RFP Rapid Fire podcast. I'm Matt Hutchinson. I got Jerry Keogh here, and of course, Pankesh and Sabi on the call as well in Pune, India, and Gerard McCabe in New York City. We're here to talk about something we continue to talk about, which is AI disrupting the marketplace, disrupting the global markets. And I actually just read an article this week that the shoe company Allbirds is pivoting to become an AI company. So you're seeing things that are you've never seen before because of how much value people are looking towards AI. But also the negative impacts of that is you're going to see a lot of layoffs. We just saw a great article covered by MGSN on Facebook talking about all these engineers that are losing jobs. And I think one of the big solutions that we're starting to see pop up and something that we have really started to develop here is that online academies, networks and communities of people that are looking to pivot, whether they lost their job, whether they're, looking to go to school. We see the rising cost of your traditional university, especially in the United States. This is something that I've dealt with because I went to a traditional private university and cost tens of thousands of dollars a year. But they also attended, an online academy that really got me, was a lot of value that got me into the tech world immediately. And it was only a 3 week course. So people are starting to see these niche courses, these niche academies, especially within tech, especially within AI, having significant value. And so this is a concept that we wanted to bring up because it's in development right now, which is Till Academy, and an online academy that for entrepreneurs or people that are looking to become founders, to start their startup, to start their new businesses, an opportunity for them to learn, especially from all of us here on the panel, how do you start your business and what do I need? I need a lot of legal help. I need a lot of structuring help. I need a lot of AI compliance help, especially if I'm building an AI product. I need data help. I need all these different things. And I think this is something that the marketplace, especially with all the turmoil with AI, there's a massive value, and I think a lot of people are seeing that. So, Jerry, just maybe to lay that context a little bit more, this concept of Till Academy, for people that are following this podcast, just explain to them how big a deal that is right now as you see everything that's moving when it comes to AI.
I think it's really important, and there's a lot of extrinsic evidence. So here we are at the author's corner. We're authors. We're at the digital publishing house. We're on the road at a workshop here in the beautiful city of Quebec City, and everything has been sort of pivoting around these books. We talked at length at the author's corner today about how in our editing process, our publishing process. And then the issue came down to is Gerard and I started in a company that we wanted to build out because we saw this. Over the years, Gerard and I have taught so many interns, either law students or young lawyers, about how to be a good trial lawyer. But more importantly, we help them out to stay on the transaction side. I say more importantly because I think the law schools do a fairly good job at teaching the academics of law, but they don't do a really good job at teaching the practice of law. And that's really what Gerard and I would be teaching on the litigation side. Now, we had students who were very interested in the litigation side, but what we try to tell them to do is you really want to be a little bit more diverse in your offering, and you want to get into the transactional side. And how we got into the transactional side was really just to help fund our pro bono practice. And so in that process, we learned a lot about how to build out a transaction. And we figured, okay, well, hold on. When I have students who are interns, I'm going to say, listen, you're going to see part of this curriculum is transactions. Yeah, I'm not interested in transactions. Well, you better be. You better be, because in this day and age, you're going to have a diverse toolbox of skill sets because of AI. And you're going to have to master the utilization of AI, and you're going to have to learn how to properly integrate that in the practice of law and also in transactions. And one of the things you do when you're in transactions law is you say, gee, I think I want to be an entrepreneur as well. I think I can. How many times Gerard and I started up a company that God, it went for a while, and it successfully became what's called a trapped entity. And what that was is that we had a law practice. We had this company. The company was generating fairly steady cash that was there, and we were able to build that company up within the confines of our transactional practice. Now, one of the things you're going to see is this Till Academy. What Till Academy is going to do is going to capture all these authors and all of the life experience that we've had traveling the globe and starting up businesses, our entrepreneurial background, our angel investor background, and our legal background. And you're going to see where we're going to properly use. You got some of the top flight data attorneys in the globe there with Sabi Ghosh, one of the global IP lawyer with Pankaj Jain. And there's nobody who's going to fight for those SMEs and those solo practitioners like the bulldog for the underdog, like Gerard McCabe. And I think one of the things we say is there market confirmation? That's one of the things we're going to teach you. You have a business idea. Is there market confirmation? Well, guess what happened? Mackie mentioned it on your opening statement here. The blockbuster news that Renault, one of the most iconic brands in automaking, has now said 20,000 mechanical engineers are going to be laid off. Whoa. Why aren't the streets of Paris, where the unions are so aggressive, filled with protesters? Why is there such a mom component to it? Because I think that what the embracement of education by a big employer like Renault is one of the things that made this pill, bitter as it may be, easier to swallow. Because the Renault Academy was created to take these engineers and say, listen, this is going to not just be mechanical engineering in the true sense of the word, because a lot of this is going to be repetitive work that we can get done through varied tech components from AI to AI-based robotic technology. But how you utilize the software, the inputs, the prompts, how you learn how to become a good prompt engineer is going to be taught to you, but you also need life experience. We just can't have all of these people who have been in this business for 20 and 30 years and go off and go their merry way and play golf all day. He said, so they entice some of the older engineers who have this real rich life experience of the ups and downs and the way the market goes, and these very young. They've committed. Now, Renault University has committed to Academy to hiring 250 young students coming out of the traditional educational foundation so that they'll be in this academy that Mac talked about, where he went and got into the specialized academy. And that's what Till is all about. Till Academy is going to be this specialized academy that's going to either augment if you're in a traditional teaching school. It's going to augment that so that you'll get that practical skill set. But it's also going to be alternatives to people say, I don't have $80,000 to waste. If I can't go there, I mean, I'd love to study Shakespeare. He's great. I hear he's really good in the park. But at the end of the day, I don't have the money for that. So I want to get a specialized skill and I want to learn how to build my own business, because at the end of the day, it looks like that's what's going to be the main source of employment. And if you look at the Gen Z population, they are becoming solopreneurs at a rate that no one has ever seen before. And that's where the Till Academy comes in, Mac.
Yeah, yeah, and I think I want to hear Gerard your thoughts on this, because I know it's still a little bit in concept generation as we're trying to figure out this whole academy and where it is. But for entrepreneurs and founders or people that want to become founders, I think this is a huge opportunity, and you're starting to see people, when like your example with the engineers getting laid off. I think unfortunately you're going to start to see a lot more of that in the next
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what you guys have just put on the table is remarkably exciting. People have to realize that the marketplace is changing in a dynamic way. You can take advantage of it, or you can get left behind. But you certainly have to be in a position to protect yourself, because if you work for a big company, they will have no second thoughts about just cutting your job if they can see that they can save some money and they can increase their bottom line. So what do you guys are offering? You guys are offering an opportunity, even for people who are still are gainfully employed by a large company. I wouldn't wait until you get laid
Hmm.
off. The writing is on the wall. Okay, maybe you're in a position where you're safe and you have enough growth in your position where you're not going to get laid off. But the bottom line is, if you work for a big company and you're not feeling secure because of the way things are developing, you should be looking right now to start up a business, even if you do it on the off hours, you do it at night. At least explore it. And Till Academy is going to give you that opportunity. Till Academy is going to allow you to take a look at what really interests you. How can you take your talents that you've developed over the course of years, and instead of waiting to get, you know, your head chopped off by a big company that doesn't need you anymore, get out in the marketplace, take your talents, and work for yourself. It's always been, Jerry and I have been doing this many years. We've always worked for ourselves. We've always created companies and the ideal model is you create a company, you build it out, you bring value to that company, and then the big guys come along and they want to buy you if they think you have something good to sell. And so you sell it to them. You put that money in your pocket and you go start something else up with the talents that you have. Till Academy is going to allow you to explore what your talents are, and they're going to show you how to start up your own business. They're going to show you how to take advantage of your talents so you're not beholden to these big companies that have no loyalty to you at all. So to me, it's a very exciting idea.
Yeah, that's a great point, Gerard. I mean, you're really, we can basically teach you to go from concept generation to starting your business to how to get an exit. And I think, which is, for a lot of founders, the whole point. And I think another point you raised is that, this isn't just for people that lost their job. Like, get ahead of it. This could be something that you do overnight because it's an online academy. This is something that you can start training yourself, and maybe it's even a side hustle that you start while you have a job,
Jerry
or
and I,
maybe.
Jerry said it earlier. Jerry said it earlier. We have very successful law practices, but we also started up companies. That wasn't done during the day. During the day, we were trying to make
Mhm.
clients happy. We worked long hours, but we enjoyed it, and it paid off. So you have to have that will to kind of go beyond that 9 to 5 thing.
Especially in
You
this
can't complain
economy.
about not being successful if all you do is a 9 to 5 thing and then you get laid off because the company's moving in a different direction. You got to be ahead of the curve.
That's a great point. I mean, a lot of people that are just scraping by with their 9 to 5. This is an opportunity to get to that next level, to bring more. Again, start your own business, some side, even if it's just a side hustle, bring more income into your family. I know Pankaj and Sabi, you're very familiar, obviously, with starting new products and building new brands and companies as well. This is a huge opportunity, not just for people in the United States, for people around the globe. Pankaj. Can you just talk about, I think I think it's a very valuable opportunity for people, all over to just, really see the details of what it takes to start that business. And especially in this climate where AI is starting to take over, instead of being a victim to AI, you can actually use it to your advantage to start your own business.
I agree, Mac, completely. In fact, I agree with Jerry and Gerard both. I think the most important thing what the people who are getting laid off, should really look AI in a more positive way rather than thinking that it is just taking their jobs. So what they should really look at is two things. One is reskilling or upskilling. If they can reskill themselves, if they can reskill themselves and if they can upskill themselves. And how is that possible? It is really important for them to come to something like Till Academy, where there will be online courses, online exposure to basic things that are really required for them to start their own businesses. And while they come to such to attend such online courses or get this online information at Till Academy, it would basically help them to start their business, and especially four things I would like to say are really most important thing which they can actually learn out of these courses. The first is the practical knowledge, which they would otherwise not get unless they attend these online courses, because they would be able to get complete practical exposure of how to start their businesses. That's number one. Number two is reduction of risk. That's really important. How can they reduce the risk when they are starting the companies? Many entrepreneurs fail because they are not exposed to risk. When they are meeting some experienced people under Till Academy, understanding how exactly they should start their startups. That is something very important for them to know how they can reduce their risk. So that's number two. Number three is while they are doing this entire process, because they are laid off, they cannot otherwise get this entire information from anywhere else. So flexibility and affordable learning is most important thing, and that is what Till Academy can actually give them, at affordable pricing. And the fourth and most important is the insights from the experts like Jerry and Gerard. That is something which is very important for the young entrepreneurs to know. So I think this is what they will, completely get exposed to if they if they participate in online courses of Till Academy, Mac.
Yeah, no, thanks, Pankaj. That's exactly it. There's a lot of value there, and that mitigation of risk is a huge one because I know this is something that we've talked about a lot in this podcast of AI and AI compliance and AI. Whether your copyright as well. I mean, a lot of I think founders that are looking to start their own business are looking to build AI products, whether that's AI agents, whether that's apps, whether they're vibe coding, all different types of products. Okay, how do you do that the right way? How do you do that in compliance? Or whether you're building, creating content like videos and images or ebooks or white papers, what do I have to disclose, within that, which is a huge thing. But I want to, give Sabi, your thoughts on this academy as well. Being able to provide, I think, this service for people globally is a huge value, but also for you, I think you have a lot of experience when it comes to working with, especially companies in the United States, figuring out what it is that they need to, get them into that entrepreneurial space.
Thanks to all of you. I agree with all of you. Just add to what everyone has said. I give a very shocking figure. By March 31st, 2026, Oracle, the big company Oracle, has, I think, reduced their workforce to 30,000. So 30,000 jobs were lost globally in Oracle on March 31st, 2026. That amounts to 18% of their workforce. Out of the 30,000, 12,000 are Indians. Now, why they have done this? Because Oracle wants to invest 156 USD billion dollars in AI infrastructure bailout. So if they are investing USD 156 billion for developing AI, and for that they are cutting the cost, restructuring plan, they are throwing the job of 30,000 people overnight without warning one fine morning. So here I say that when your job goes out of the window, Till Academy walks through the door. So Till Academy does it make you understand that never get perturbed by AI development. Try to understand how AI can make you an entrepreneur. Never believe that AI has eaten your job. Please believe that AI is giving you an opportunity to be your own boss, start your own setup. Now, how do you do it? As they say that easier said than done. So here comes all the I would say the big entrepreneur in TIL who can handhold you, give you that comfort, and tell you exactly how you can use AI. The so-called, in so many words, if I call that culprit that thrown you out of the job, and that culprit becomes your best of the friends, and you can get the train how to use the same AI for your own benefit and become your own master, stand your own feet, and you can one day develop something like Oracle and hire more than 30,000 jobs. So this is where TIL is very important. And I will go a step further. Even today, people are not very sure how AI is going to help them out. So, and you can't go asking people about AI because you will feel being considered being a naive person if you do not know AI. And most of the people outside of the world, they know only by by bits and pieces. Nobody has a structured education, structured knowledge and information about AI. Here again comes TIL Academy. They tell you exactly like a prescription of a doctor that this is the illness, cause of the illness, this is the diagnosis, and this is the prognosis, and if you follow you will be well. So they will keep you absolutely under wraps with the blessings of the seniors like Jerry Keogh, Gerald McCabe, and Mac Hutchinson. So you will never be felt left alone, and they will see that you grow into an independent, full-fledged AI specialist and AI specialist, AI specialist, I would say corporate entrepreneur. So we are all there until please have belief in yourself, and then please have belief in TIL that you can bank on TIL, and TIL will help you grow in your professional and market in entrepreneur life. That's all from me.
Fantastic, Sabi. Absolutely fantastic. I think you hit on the one thing I've always said is, one of the things that I always say on all the podcasts, which is go start your startup. But like you said, it's not as easy as just go start your startup. This is something that I talked about in my most recent demo. You can go to thinkland.events to go check that out. But I talk about, there's a great opportunity right now to go start your startup and be a founder, but it is very difficult. And if you're gonna, it's almost, if not impossible, to do it by yourself. You're gonna need the right strategic partner. And the key to this is why we built, I think, and are trying to design this academy for people is that, okay, you need that infrastructure, you need that team to help you out. It's hard to just go do your side hustle, whether you're using the nights, your 9 to 5, and using your nights to build this small business. Okay, what can we do to help those people? Well, this is why we're building this academy right now. So we're trying to make that massive thing that it's very interesting and attractive right now, which is go be a founder, go start your startup. But the things that we know to be true, which is that's very, very difficult. We're actually going to, build an academy to actually make that as inspiring and as easy as it can be. And
Yeah, a
so,
lot of people have a
yeah,
wonderful idea and they jump in the marketplace real quick, and the idea really kind of resonates. But what they don't think about is the layers of insulation you need to build to protect yourself from problems. There's a
absolutely.
whole other side of a business besides just selling a product or whatever you might have. You got to build out an infrastructure so that you can anticipate the regular problems that the marketplace presents itself to you. So we can do that. I mean, we're not going to tell you the idea that you should run with. You're going to tell us that. What we're going to
Yeah.
do is provide you the structure to build it out properly without being exposed to too much liability.
That's exactly it. Because everyone has great ideas. The idea is almost the easiest part. It's all the other
Yeah,
stuff that,
yeah.
and the market might even say it's a great idea too. But, how do you, like you said, how do you mitigate risk? How do you protect yourself? How do you set up that LLC? How do you, make sure that you're not getting in legal trouble? How do you set up your tax framework? All this stuff is not the pretty stuff, but it's the things for founders and entrepreneurs that are so important to structure yourself the right way to be able to grow. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited about this new venture here and setting up this academy, and we're gonna continue to talk about it on the RFP along with our other things. I would say for now, to get a little bit of insight, go to Thinkland.events because you can see our demos. Gerard Keogh, who's sitting right next to me, gives you a great preview into this academy because he did a demo on how to structure your startup. And this is exactly what we're talking about right now. So go check that out. It's on YouTube as well if you go to at MGSN on YouTube. So again, thank you all for following us. We got this is a great author's corner. All of you guys are going to be a massive part to building out the academy and the framework there. So again, we'll see you all next week, and thanks for joining.